This is more than just a podcast. It's a moment to stop, to breathe, to notice how you've been showing up. We were taught to push through, to stay strong, to hold it all together even when it cost us connection. But fatherhood was never meant to be survival. Here, we slow down before we raise our voice. We regulate before we correct. We learn that presence does more than pressure ever could. Because when a father changes how he shows up, the entire home shifts. Children feel safe instead of tense, partners feel supported instead of alone, and calm replaces chaos. Brothers, this is where awareness becomes action, where healing becomes leadership, where strength is measured by steadiness, not control. This is 15 Minutes with Dad, and this is the work, this is the responsibility, and this is how we change generations. Welcome back to another episode of 15 Minutes with Dad, and welcome to the final episode of the Calm Parenting Framework. Over the course of this series, we've talked about calm leadership, emotional regulation, triggers and trauma, structure, connection, boundaries, discipline, emotional coaching, parenting toddlers, raising confident children, parenting preteens, and leading teenagers with trust and emotional safety. But today, I want to zoom out because calm parenting is not a collection of isolated techniques. It's an environment. It's like a culture, a rhythm inside your home even. And one thing that's becoming increasingly clear in modern parenting conversation is that families are overwhelmed. Parents are emotionally overloaded. Children are overstimulated. Schedules are exhausting. And if you have sports in there, it's even more. And if you have technology in there, technology is even more constant, and schedules are exhausting. Mental health struggles are rising, and many homes feel emotionally reactive instead of emotionally safe. So a growing number of parents are realizing they do not need perfection. And when parents that are trying to achieve perfection find out that they don't need perfection, they figure out they need systems that support peace. And that's what today's episode is about, creating a calm home. Not a perfect home, a safe one. So calm does not happen accidentally. Calm has to be practiced. And most homes drift into whatever pace stress creates. There's fast mornings, reactive communication, emotional overload, constant correction to all the kids and the adults in the house, and everyone's emotionally surviving the day. And over time, the chaos in your home starts to feel like a normal. But research in child development and family systems consistently show that children thrive in emotionally predictable environments. Not emotionally perfect, but emotionally predictable environments. They say that children need emotional safety, relational trust, consistent leadership, communication, routines, and repair after conflict. So me saying a calm home does not mean that it's quiet all the time. That's impossible, especially if you have a lot of kids. Definitely impossible. But a calm home is emotionally grounded. So one thing many parents worry about is that, am I doing enough? But I want to tell you what children actually remember when they get older. And research around attachment and emotional development keeps pointing towards something more reassuring for you. So hear me. Children do not need a flawless parent. They need emotionally responsive parents because they're going to remember how the home felt, how conflict felt, and whether emotions felt safe, and whether they could be themselves, whether they felt emotionally connected to the adults raising them. And one other growing conversation among fathers that we find right now is the realization that emotional presence matters more than the performance. It matters more than the providing or the money, the image that you show, or trying to appear perfect. Children remember the emotional availability, and that matters deeply. Now let's talk honestly again about the counter argument, because some people hear conversations about emotional safety and immediately think that these generation of parents they're too soft. They need to be a little more, whooping their kids' butt or punish them, put them on beans and on their knees or whatever the case may be, the timeouts and the things of that nature. And yes, parenting absolutely still requires to provide that accountability. I say this over and over, the responsibility, the boundaries, the resilience and the leadership. But emotional safety and accountability are not the opposite. Research continuously show that children actually develop stronger emotional resilience when they feel securely connected to their caregivers. So fear may produce compliance in the short term, but safety produces trust, which will give compliance in the long term. And trust creates long-term influence. So one thing many adults are unpacking now is that some of us learn how to obey authority, right? And we talk about this like, when I was your age, I would do this and this and this and this, and my mom would knock the spit out of my mouth or whatever the case. But never learn how to emotionally regulate ourselves. So that's the difference this generation of parenting is trying to address. We're trying to address the emotional dysregulation. We find that being an adult is not difficult because of the things that we have to do. It's difficult because of the way we have to navigate it, the tools we have to navigate these things, navigate our day-to-day. So this is the hard truth. Children cannot consistently live in emotional calm if the adults around them are constantly dysregulated. And this is not about blaming anyone, but parents today are under enormous stress, financial stress, career pressure, mental load, relationship struggles, co-parenting stress, burnout, technology overload as well. But many parents are emotionally exhausted, especially fathers trying to balance leadership, provision, emotional growth, parenting involvement, relationship, and identity. And this is not to take away from what mothers do, because they also have a load that they have to carry, and some that men will never understand. But because this is a fatherhood podcast and we're talking to fathers right now, that's why I'm addressing the dads. And this is for the mothers that are listening out there. And one thing else that I've noticed in fatherhood spaces is that many men are quietly craving peace too. They don't want escape. They want peace. They want a calm home. And a calm home begins with adults. And it begins when adults start regulating themselves intentionally. So a calm home is not a home without emotions. It's a home where emotions feel safe to navigate. It sounds like respectful communication, calmer tones, predictable routines, emotional repair after conflict. It sounds like accountability without shame, boundaries without fear, parents willing to apologize too. And the way your kids see it looks like slowing down, listening more, yelling less, repairing quicker, staying emotionally present, and protecting connection during conflict. And one important thing, a calm home does not mean children never struggle emotionally. It just means that they don't have to struggle alone. So research in family systems psychology shows something very important. Children are deeply impacted by the emotional environment around them. This means we're not talking about just the direct parenting. We're talking about the overall, overarching emotional climate. We're talking about how parents talk to each other, how conflicts get handled, emotional unpredictability, stress levels, consistency, emotional repair. All of that shapes children. And the children absorb emotional energy even when adults think they're hiding it. And that's why calm parenting is bigger than discipline strategy. It's a family culture that you have to build. So I want to talk about 6 ways to practically apply this in your life. And these have kind of been consistent throughout the Calm Parenting Framework series. The first one is slow the pace of the home. Not every moment needs urgency. Plan better. But you have to slow down. I think there is this idea like where I forgot where I heard it from, but there was this woman who was like she grew up with her mom constantly, or her parents like, all right, let's go. Everything is in a rush. We're always last minute. We're always late. Come on. Let's go. And she'd feel like she never really had a chance to really rest. And that gave her a sense of anxiety, a large scale anxiety in her adult life. And she also now sees it in her daughter. When she takes her daughter to her, school or any sports things, but you have to slow the pace of the home. And when I kind of heard this, and I forgot where I heard it from, it may be in like a reel or something, but when I heard this, I was like, holy smokes, that was my life. Like I grew up that way too, but also I do that now too. And it was something I changed earlier on when my daughter was a little bit older. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to rush. Like, I'm going to take my time. I don't need to rush everywhere if I'm on time, if I plan it right. And so I like to be relaxed when I go to wherever I'm going to. I like transitioning from wherever I'm going to, from where I'm at. So number 2, let's create predictable rhythms, whether it's meals, bedtime, connection time. Like create predictable rhythms. Spend time with your kids every Thursday. Have a family night, whatever the case may be. 3, reduce emotional yelling. Volume changes nervous systems quickly. You start yelling, the kids start getting frantic, or your partner starts getting frantic. And this is a big one. Number 4, normalize repair. Because as parents, you can apologize too. As a dad, you can apologize too. Even if you felt like you were right in a situation, it's okay to apologize for how you made somebody feel. There's always somewhere to repair there. Number 5, protect emotional safety during conflict. Disagreement should not feel like emotional danger. It should not feel like I'm about to leave you, I'm isolating you, or I'm, removing you from my life because we do not agree. Those are eggshells. We don't want to walk on those. Or we don't want our family to walk on those. Number 6, prioritize connection consistently. Small moments matter deeply over time. Like me and my daughter, we like to go do store runs and get ice cream. That's something that we do. Even it'd be random. It could be just random for no reason. But anytime any one of us bring it up, we typically say, yeah, let's go do that because we got time. Let's make that happen. Even if it's like 3 minutes left in the store, we love running into a grocery store 3 minutes before it's about to close down. So like, that's just something, those small moments matter deeply over time. So everything we talked about in this series connects back to one idea: leadership through emotional steadiness. The aligned father understands regulation creates safety, connection creates trust, structure creates predictability, emotional presence creates influence. And calm parenting is about becoming intentional over and over again, one decision at a time, one interaction at a time, one repair at a time. If there's one thing I want parents to take from this entire series, it's this: children grow best in homes where they feel emotionally safe enough to become themselves. With homes built out of fear, with homes built on performance, it does not work. And they need homes built on trust, steadiness, communication, and connection. And for every father listening right now, you don't need to have a perfect parenting style. You don't need to be perfect to change your family's future. You just have to stay committed to growth, to reflection, to repair, to presence. That is calm leadership. That is generational healing. And that is how homes change. So thank you for walking through the calm parenting framework with me. I'll see you all in the next series. Before you move on, let's pause here, because growth doesn't happen in the listening. It happens in what you choose next. So you don't need to change everything. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Stay present long enough to practice something different. So carry this into your home, into those small moments, the hard conversations, and the quiet decisions no one applauds. That's where fatherhood is built. And if something here resonated, let it become action. Let it become consistency, or become the way that you lead. Because this is how trust is formed. This is how safety is felt, and this is how generational change actually happens. And if this episode helps you, share it with another father who's trying to do better. And if you have a story, a win, or a lesson you're learning, email me at Lirec, Lirec, at 15minuteswithdad.com. That's Lirec at 15minuteswithdad.com. Because this work grows through shared experiences.